This video is titled Christopher Columbus, Howard Zinn, Brainwasher in Chief. And the reason we're spending time on all this is to show how Christopher Columbus has been undermined so we can properly understand him as we take a look at him today. Brainwashing. Howard Zinn was at the forefront of changing people's mind on Christopher Columbus. He was a communist. He wrote A People's History of the United States in 1980. He always concealed his communism, but post-death, irrefutable evidence proved his allegiance. His book is a favorite of both universities and public schools and has told lies about America wrapped up as truth for at least the last 40-plus years. David Horowitz, an author and former communist, said this. He's one of the foremost authorities on communism and has correctly pronounced Zinn's book a wretched tract, a political cartoon which even the socialist magazine Dissent described as an intellectual fraud, and yet it's still embraced and taught. Howard Zinn unilaterally claimed that the indigenous people held a higher moral standard than European nations at the time. He declares that Columbus did not stumble into an empty wilderness, but rather a remarkably more egalitarian society where the relationship between men and women were more beautifully worked out than perhaps any place in the world. A paradise in the Caribbean. That the New World was a paradise destroyed by Christopher Columbus and those that followed. He made these statements without citing any sources. He simply proclaimed it. Even today, Howard Zinn's history on the website howardzinn.org comments on this book, and it says this. First published in 1980, the book updated by the author continues to be assigned in countless college and high school courses, but its commercial sales have remained strong as well. It's probably the only book by a radical historian that you can buy in an airport. But what did the New World actually look like when Columbus landed on its shores in 1492? Contemporary accounts from both European and indigenous sources reveal the Americas were a place where slavery, trafficking, sexual exploitation, oppression, and even genocide was commonplace prior to any European contact. Well, Howard Zinn died in January of 2010, but the Zinn Project continues. It continues to promote these ideas. Europeans and white people are oppressors. Socialism is the answer. Exploiting racism, exploiting radical gender theories, undermining the Constitution, rewriting heroes in history, and seeking to transform the United States. So the question becomes, are you willing to open your mind and look at the actual facts around Columbus and the indigenous people of the Americas during that time, or are you so committed to the brainwashed history you've been taught that you're unable to change? This series is for the open-minded who are interested in finding out what has been stolen from them. Let's open our minds and get started. This is U.S. Civics Training. Thanks for listening.